Right, this video is hopefully going to explain to you how I put decent texture on brick walls. We'll start with Sketchup Make. The first thing we need to do is choose a template. So we come here, choose template, architectural design meters, and we'll start SketchUp. Now this tutorial is not to show you how to use SketchUp. You should have a little bit of knowledge of it. If you haven't, you'll have to go to some of the other videos I've got on the site that explain it, how to make buildings, put windows in and stuff like that. This is more of a adding the texture to it. So we'll click on Chris there and we'll move him out the way. First thing we want to do is draw our wall. So if we go on the rectangle tool along, we'll do a 6,3, enter. So there we go, we've got a 6 by 3 meter wall. Right click, reverse the face. We'll draw a line up a tab, just give it a bit of a guide, and then we'll put some windows in. Yeah. Do a bow top window, always look nicer. So we'll click on that, control along the red axis, move it along. This is all rough, it's just, and divide it by 3, and we'll give it 3 there. We'll pick that and we'll copy it, and then we'll delete, and we'll triple click, right click, make a group of this, and we'll do the same. We'll do a control and a red axis, and then we've got a copy to go along the red axis. Now that one we saved, we copied there. If we do an edit, paste in place, triple click, right click, make a group, and now we can make some windows. So double click to edit, highlight the face. This is called 1001 bit tools. Excellent for if you want to draw stairs, windows, all architectural stuff. They've done all the hard work for you. So if we go up the top here, divide selected face into panels. Basically it's a window maker. Comes up with this. We've got number of rows, number of columns, 3 and 3, we'll keep it at that. Frame depth, we'll change it to 1.1, not 1.1. We'll keep that at 0.1, keep the rest as it is, and then we'll create a window frame, and there we go, one window frame. So what we need to do is double click and then click again, and you'll see the glass is highlighted. You've got to get rid of that glass, because when you come to print it doesn't want to know. Click away from it, highlight that window, click on it in the corner, control along the red axis, it will click to the right hand opening, and then divide by 3, and then we've got our 3 windows we can use for later on. So 1, control, 2, 3, 4, right click, make a group. So then windows, now we can go file, export STL. We'll leave this all as it is, and then we'll export, and we'll just call it windows. Windows. So we've exported these windows in STL, and that's what we need for there. Now this part of the wall, we could use this one, but this is, I know this is good. So click on that, file, export, cancel, file, there we go, export, that one, export 3D model, and it will come up as a DAE file. So wherever we're going, I've got a test wall DAE. I'll click on that, yes. So we've saved the windows as STLs and this wall here as a DAE. Next thing we want is, we need Blender. So we go find my Blender. Now this is the latest version. It's a 3.12. Now you've got to get the latest one, otherwise it's not going to work, because when we get further on into it you will see. So you've got your standard objects there. Press A, which selects all of them, and press delete, which makes them disappear. So we go to our file, import, top one is DAE, so always a good sign, and then we go to our test wall DAE, double click, and there's our wall. Now if we go to the right on our scene collection here, go down, there's a SKP, which is Sketchup camera. Right click, delete it, don't need it. On the wall, right click, and then come down, it's set origin, and then we want the origin to center of mass surface. So there we go, see that dot there, that's the origin now. But then we want to do a shift S, and the top one here is selection to cursor, which will bring our wall bang in the middle where we need it. Click on the wall. If we press tab now, menu changes down the side, because we've gone from, look at the top left, which is object mode, and then tab, edit mode, and just tabs between the two. So now we want to press A again, and then all these vertices here, all these lines are going to mess all their geometry up. So what we wanted to do is simplify it basically. So if you press X, you'll come up with a delete box, and you've got different things you can delete. What we want to go down to is limited dissolve, and if you click on that, now Blender needs to attach itself to the outside walls. I don't know, it's a Blender thing, you can't have a floating object. So if you look, each one of these is all connected, this one's connected to that one to connect. It's the way Blender works. So this is what gives me, or gave me, the problem of how do we do it. But anyway, if we tab, and we'll go back to object mode. Now if you right click, and it's got convert to curve, mesh, grease pencil, we convert it to a curve, and that is what we need. And if you come up here, that's group O, SketchUp, and that's our curve we can mess with in the next Blender window. So what you want to do now is right click, copy objects. Right, so I'll pause it now, and then we'll go into basically part 2, which is the fun part.